What's up, everybody? Damon here, and in today's gaming news, we have to talk about Pikachu's poop. And Sony is moving forward with its Horizon Zero Dawn film while continuing to battle Tencent's Horizon ripoff game. This is your daily fix. Japanese fans playing Pokemon Legends ZA have spotted a rare mention of Pikachu checks notes pooping. However, the game's English language translation adjusts the dialogue and instead says Pikachu is experiencing tummy troubles. According to Automaton, Pikachu's poop briefly trended on X for some Japanese users after the discovery of a Lumio City NPC who mentions that their Pokemon is unwell. The character says, "Pikachu's pooping more than usual, I'm worried." There's no follow-up dialogue, leaving players without any further detail on Pikachu's bowel habits. Nevertheless, the mention is notable based on how infrequently Pokemon actually references the creature's need to go number 2 at all. The Pokemon series has occasionally mentioned Pokemon droppings, suggesting that some species' poop makes for good fertilizer, like Diglett, while other species' poop can be dangerously explosive, like Turtonator. A particular Pokedex mentions the fire-type creature Darumaka, whose, quote, droppings are hot so people used to put them in their clothes to keep themselves warm. Back to Pikachu, though, and Pokemon Legends' English translation of the above scene. As seen by IGN, the explicit mention of poop has been replaced with the following dialogue: "My Pikachu's been having tummy troubles recently, I'm worried." Earlier today, IGN reported on a viral post discussing whether Pokemon can eat food meant for humans without getting some serious indigestion, sparked by the ability to take in-game photos of your character with their Pokemon hanging out in cafes. So maybe Pikachu ate some people food when they shouldn't have. For all your video game news, stay tuned to IGN. Moving on. Sony is hoping to start filming its live-action Horizon Zero Dawn movie in 2026, with a release at some point in 2027, according to a new court document. The Game Post said it had spotted the revelation in a court document filed as part of Sony's ongoing legal tussle with Tencent over Light of Motirum, which we'll touch on in just a moment. In the legal document, the head of PlayStation Productions said the Horizon Zero Dawn movie now has a working script, and Sony is on the hunt for a director. PlayStation Productions previously collaborated with Columbia Pictures on the Uncharted and Gran Turismo movies. Horizon will also be a partnership with Columbia. Also announced by PlayStation Productions is a Helldivers movie and a Ghost of Tsushima anime series. And finally today, Sony has asked the courts for a preliminary injunction against Light of Motirum maker Tencent to stop the Chinese megacorp from commencing pre-release promotion of the upcoming adventure game. It comes after Sony accused Tencent of developing a, quote, knockoff game of Horizon Zero Dawn so blatant that the public loudly decried the obvious and pervasive copying of Horizon's protected elements. Sony claimed the release of Light of Motirum, quote, jeopardizes Horizon's continued success, including current expansion plans for the franchise. As we've explained on previous episodes, just like Horizon, Light of Motirum takes place in a post-apocalyptic world overrun by giant robot dinosaurs who roam large, natural environments such as tropical forests, deserts, and snowy mountains. Both games even feature red-headed female protagonists that wear very similar outfits and styles and devices similar to Aloy's Focus earpiece. Just days after Sony filed its lawsuit alleging the upcoming game was a slavish clone of Horizon, Tencent quietly updated its Light of Motirum Steam page and swapped out a number of screenshots, including its cover image, before responding to Sony's lawsuit by claiming it was only making use of well-trodden tropes and suggesting the PlayStation maker's own game was too similar to Enslaved Odyssey to the West. Now, as reported by the Game Post, Sony has dismissed Tencent's response as nonsense, insisting the damage is done and it continues, and accusing the Chinese company of trying to minimize its involvement by using shell entities, even though the Chinese firm remains at the helm. Sony wrote, "The copying was so egregious that numerous journalists and Horizon fans called Light of Motirum a major Horizon ripoff, an obvious knockoff, a copycat with a main character that resembles Aloy to a T, and extremely similar to Horizon Zero Dawn." That's not all, though. As spotted by Games Fray, Sony has also filed for a preliminary injunction in a bid to prevent Tencent from using a red-haired character in Light of Motirum, as well as other visuals or storyline elements close to that of the Horizon franchise. It hopes for the injunction to be enacted by the end of the year. Tencent, however, maintains that with a scheduled release window of Q4 2027, Sony, quote, cannot possibly hope to demonstrate the immediate threatened injury that is the prerequisite of a preliminary injunction given the game is so far from release. We will continue following the Horizon Light of Motirum saga here at IGN. And that is your daily fix for Friday, October 17th. If you're looking for something to play right now that helps support a great cause, head over to Humble. Live now through November 4th, grab 8 incredible games for just $14.99, including Atomic Heart, V-Rising, System Shock, Story of Seasons, Pioneers of Olive Town, Cryptmaster, Pharaoh: A New Era, Hotel Renovator, and Caravan Sandwich. I'm Damon Hatfield, and for all your video game news, stay tuned to IGN.